You know, I could really see how this can be cool.
Resume is a heavyweight, yeah. Put it on my back, give me everything, yeah. I need everything, I need all of everything, yeah.
Today we're taking a look at one of the coolest pieces of gear that I've reviewed in a while. Super fun. We're talking about the Hover Air X1. And this thing actually might be making its way into my everyday carry. I think so. I have experience with a fair amount of drones in my day. All of them from DJI. And on paper, the Hover Air X1 can't compete with any of them. Not even the original Mavic Air that was released in 2018. The Hover has a max resolution of 2.7K at a max frame rate of 30p and 60 frames per second at 1080p. The footage is 8-bit with no log shooting options. The max altitude is only about 50 feet straight up in the air and a total range of about 98 feet. The battery life is only around 12 or 13 minutes of flight time per battery. So why am I even reviewing this thing? Because it's pretty fucking cool. That's why. Man, imagine this would have came out some years back when vlogging was at its peak. This thing would have been fantastic. It would have sold like hotcakes. How are hotcakes doing right now, stock-wise? Are they really selling like that? Because that's a strong term right there. If they're not really doing much, selling like hotcakes, anyway. So let's go over some of the modes here. Click the button, the first one you have.
Hover.
Click the button again.
Zoom out. Follow. Orbit. Bird eye. Custom. Dolly track.
Now in custom, you have a few different options that you can do in there. I like dolly track. I actually just wish dolly track was one of the options that's just always there. Now while using the Hover X1 app, you can actually record audio using your iPhone's microphone, and the app will automatically sync that audio up with your video and remove the drone noise in the background, and it does a pretty good job of it. All right, so right now we're trying the audio mode and we're trying something a little different. I don't even know if this is working right now. I've tested out the audio mode using just my iPhone's microphone, but right now I have the Hollyland Lark M2 connected to my iPhone, which is about 10 feet that way. And I have the little transmitter on my jacket here. So I'm wondering if I could use a better microphone than the one that's built in to my iPhone, actually leave my iPhone on a tripod somewhere and be able to just kind of wander off. As long as this can connect to my iPhone, then we should be good in theory. I just don't know if you could use third-party microphones with this app and the whole sound canceling, noise canceling thing. What I did in the first shot of the video was record the audio separately, then sync it up afterwards, and then just remove the drone noise using DaVinci Resolve. And then I actually added an ambient noise to the background. Let's take a listen to that again. Today we're taking a look at one of the coolest pieces of gear that I've reviewed in a while. Super fun. We're talking about the Hover Air X1. And this thing actually might be making its way into my everyday carry. Think so. So that wasn't using the onboard audio recording, but I think that option is pretty cool too, especially if you go the route with using an external microphone like the Hollyland Lark M2 that I'm using right now. Sounds really great, and you don't have to hold an iPhone up to your mouth. You can kind of just leave it off on a tripod somewhere. As long as the screen is on, I'm pretty sure it should pick up that audio. Now, as far as what I think Hover can do better on this model, I would say A, you have to add some kind of desaturated, decontrasted, definitely de-sharpened, flat picture profile that we can switch over to. And I actually emailed them about this, and they said that they're gonna look into this. I don't know what that means. It might just be like, yeah, shut up, we're not doing it. But seemed like they were like, okay, yeah, we'll definitely 100% consider that. So that would be really great. Also, something else I'd like to see is a EV compensation. In the app, it would be nice if I could turn it down minus 0.3 on the EV compensation, or minus 0.7 or plus. And the reason why I say that is because typically when you have these devices and action cameras that just shoot in auto, even smartphones, and then you bring them into an editor and then you look at the waveform of the picture, they typically want to stretch that waveform all the way up to the whites at 100 and all the way down to the blacks at 0, and it's fully filled up. That waveform is almost always fully filled up. And I would like the option to not always reach the max 100 and the minimum 0. So I'd like to be able to kind of underexpose by like 0.3 or 0.7. That would be great if my whites weren't always cutting off at the ceiling in the peak of 100. To be able to just keep this thing folded up in your pocket, not have to also carry around a remote control with you, and then just quickly push a button, set up the shot that you want to set up, or have this thing track you around is so convenient. I'll leave links to everything in the description if you want to pick up one of these bad boys for yourself. Thank you guys for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Drop a comment down below. I will see you guys next time. Solo!